This person went to Goa, that person went to Goa. It's everywhere on social media from trendy influencers to your grandma's Facebook. And that made me wonder, why is everyone going to Goa? And answering that question is the mission of this new video series, and I hope you all enjoy. We reached our first property on this whole trip, which is the Taj Fort Aguada, and as you can see from my background, the interiors are so pretty. And don't worry, I will show you. I will give you a room tour. But this is an important place on our mission of figuring out why is everyone going to Goa, because this is the exact property which started everything. In 1974, the old Fort Agoda was turned into this luxury hotel that could suit the needs of the American elites who used to come here. And in fact, a lot of American people used to come here during 1960s, and I could say I could credit them for giving Goa the vibes and for developing Goa into this world renowned and world famous tourist spot. So what happens is that this hotel over the past 51 years has grown and grown and grown and grown, and ever since then a lot of more five-star hotels have come up in Goa, of course, but this was the first one. So that's why it's super important to talk about it. And I was standing in the entryway actually, and they put so many pictures from the initial days of renovation, the first few customers, and like I think 10 years into the operation, also they had a picture of an American couple in a room quite similar to the one we are in. So, going back to the history, when we realize how interesting it is to look back at such popular tourist spots and their beginning, because I used to think that Goa became famous and popular because of the movie Dil Chahta Hai, and actually, we have to give the credit to the actual people who catalyzed the growth of Goa into such a huge tourist operation. Anyways, that's a lot of intellectual talk. I'm going to give you a room tour right now, and we're also going to head out to lunch very soon at a restaurant which is on this exact property. Now it's time for the room tour, and this is the front yard attached to a suite. We were actually upgraded to this suite from the room we had originally booked, which I would say is a great surprise. And I love this area because there were so many beautiful flowers, and you could sit in the front yard and enjoy the lovely weather. Then we have the sitting area here, and my favorite part about this patio is how the baby blue is contrasting with the brick red, and I love the interiors. I will say they've put a lot of attention to detail over here. Next up, it was actually raining the day we went, and guess what? You could see the majestic Arabian Sea right across from our room. It's kind of in between the trees, if you can notice here. And now let's go inside the room. So this is the living room, and as you can see, they've gone with a blue and white color, which gives you vibes from Santorini, Greece, and I will not complain since it looks gorgeous. And this is a dining area. It is a small dining area with a lovely view, and we have a coffee maker machine right over here. And then right across, one of my favorite parts was this mirror on the door. It has such a beautiful design, and I think they were pretty genius doing this. Now this is the day bed that was in the master bedroom, with, of course, again a really nice view. And since it was my mom's birthday, they actually decorated the bed so beautifully, and I will give Taj brownie points for doing that and for planning out such a luxurious space. And also, and now that you've seen the room, let me show you around the gorgeous property. Wait, that's Fort Aguada. Let me tell you more about it. This fort is part of an answer to why is everyone going to Goa, because of its rich history and architecture that was left behind by the Portuguese. This particular fort in question is built on the Sinquaram beach. It has Asia's oldest lighthouse, and there's a beautiful church on this fort which you can all visit since this fort is open to public. If you are nearby, I would 100% recommend you to go there. We didn't get the time to do that and I regret it now, but it's extremely close to the Taj property. Now let's go back to Taj and show you around. So we're heading to the restaurant right now, and there are actually two restaurants. I don't know which one we're going to because we just chose whatever the path would lead us to. And this property is actually located in a lot of forestation. Like I just saw a squirrel right here, there's a crow, and I saw lots of dogs, and I heard multiple other animal callings too, which makes this a really unique property. And they'll actually provide you the car service to get around the resort, but we chose to walk because it's more fun this way. That is the Kokum restaurant where we had lunch today, and that is the Paper Moon restaurant. Kokum has an Indian cuisine, and the food was great with a buffet option too. Paper Moon is Italian. You can choose whichever restaurant you want. We have a nice swimming pool here too. And right over there is the sunset point of this property. This is actually part of Fort Aguada and it's open to the public too. And I'm pretty sure the views from there are amazing. Over there is the Sinquaram Beach, again open to the public, and I think you have an entry from the property too, directly to that beach. And that is actually the lounge area where you can chill, and there's a bar too over there. There are more activities in the property which I've heard of. I think there's pickleball, tennis, etc. there too. And that is the Hermitage Lounge where you have a swimming pool and a gym. Until dinner, we were just relaxing at the property, soaking in the beautiful scenery. And for dinner, we decided to go to a nearby cafe called Yazoo. The food was good, but it is a little overpriced. I want to tell you about the lovely restaurants and lounges here at this gorgeous property. First up, Kokum, the restaurant where we had lunch and breakfast today. Amazing. It's a buffet restaurant and the food there is delicious. You also have a really nice view of the beach from there. Right in front of it is Paper Moon, and you have a clothing store there called Jappi, which focuses more on Indian clothing, and I would say the collection is amazing. Then next up you have a seafood restaurant called Morisco. Then you have a wellness center here, a hermitage lounge, and you have lots of other things to do on the property itself. If you're someone who would like to just laze around where you're staying, doesn't want to explore much. So I think this is a great option, specifically for monsoons, considering you won't be able to go out that often, and the hotel will literally give you everything you want. So that's a great thing. However, we are now leaving and we are going to be heading to our next spot, and let me take you there. But before we go to the next destination, I wanted to show you this wall in the Kokum restaurant that was made out of such tiny tiles, and I just loved the design so much. And I wanted to tell you about some thoughts that came up in my mind while I was on a walk for the last time in this property. On a walk from my suite to the reception for one last time before we left this gorgeous property. And just with the weather is amazing, so why wouldn't I? There's so much unique flora and fauna everywhere that I'm enjoying it. I already saw two different species of birds that I've never seen, and trying to follow them while the lady got scared of me was an amazing experience. But to answer the question of our mission, why is everyone going to Goa? I realized today at breakfast, Goa is such a place that caters to families, little kids, old people, the middle aged, the teenagers, and the younger honeymoon couples, due to which a lot of people are flocking to this place. And again, it comes back to the real answer, which is that Goa just has a vibe that is built since 1960s that still persists, and other beach towns in India are just trying to build that right now, while Goa has established it years and years ago. Also, considering the rich cultural history of Goa, this is an amazing place to visit. And I hope you enjoyed this amazing vlog. And I'll see you in the next one as we drive through the monsoons to our next